बाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्यस्तु तुत्सचरी श्रीमला भक्ति वेदांत गोस्वामी महाराज शिला प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तरसचरी श्रीमला भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर महाराज प्रभुपाद की जय। इस्कॉन बीबीटी फाउंडरचार्य इस डिवाइन ग्रेस शिला प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णविंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्री अद्वैत ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। श्री श्री गौर राधा कृष्ण गो गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन की जय। श्री श्री वृंदावन मथुरा धाम की जय। श्री श्री नवदीप द्वारका धाम की जय। श्री धाम मायापुर धाम की जय। श्री श्री यमुनामयी गंगमयी की जय। श्री श्री तुलसी देवी भक्ति देवी की जय। श्री श्री सामवेद भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री युग धर्म हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। संकीर्तन यज्ञ की जय। Our loving spiritual master, divine grace, most merciful savior of the whole world, by spreading Sanatan Dharma all over the world. पतित पावन शिला प्रभुपाद की जय। पतित पावन शिला प्रभुपाद ट्रांसेंडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की जय। शिला जय तीर्थ महाराज की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदी निताय गौर प्रेमानंदी। All glories to Sambal devotee. All glories to Sambal devotee. All glories to Shri Guru and Gaurang. All glories to His divine grace, Srila Prabhupada.
Maharaj ki
Namo Vishnu Daya Krishna Avtar Gurudaya Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nava. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Prachar. Nirvashesh Shunyavadi Pachar. ओम अज्ञानातिमृन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जन शलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मायं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्री गुरुं वैष्णवां च। श्री रूपं सागर जातम साहगना रघुनाथं वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजना सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं राधा कृष्णा पादान साहगना ललिता श्री विशाखा वितम। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीन बंधु जगतपते गोपेशा गोपी का कांत श्री राधा कांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानु सुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिय। वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधु वैव च पतितनाम पावनेभ्यो। You were looking for the book?
yeah.
Say, Abu is there. Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Together everyone. Jai Shri Krishna Che Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Te Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvise Shunyavadi Paschata Desatarane. Everybody is welcome in the house of Sriman Advaitacharya. Madhvacharya. Madhvacharya. Madhvacharya Das. In the house of Sriman Madhvacharya Das Adhikari. You were for some time brahmachari? No.
Yes.
You were. Well, you took initiation after marriage.
I took initiation before marriage.
Before marriage?
Yes.
Oh, that's good. So Madhvacharya Das Adhikari, who was brahmachari for some time, and now he's going to become Gauravanchari. No? Gradually?
Yes, Maharaj.
Yes. So, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, today I am taking the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and shlok is 8 to 12. So, Amanitvam adhambitvam ahimsa shantir arjavam acharyopasanam shaucham स्थैर्यम आत्म विनिग्रह इंद्रियार्थेषु वैराग्य मन अहंकार एव च जन्म मृत्यु जरा व्याधि दुख दोषानुदर्शनम आसक्तिर्ना विश्वसंगा पुत्रदारा गृहादिषु नित्यं च समचित्तित्वम् इष्टानिष्टोपपादिषु मयि चानन्य योगेन भक्तिरभ्या विचारणे विविक्त देश सेवित्वम् रतिनिजं संसिद्धि अध्यात्म ज्ञानम नित्यात्मम तत्व ज्ञानात् दर्शनम एतद् ज्ञानम इति प्रोक्तम अज्ञानम यत्तु अन्यथा. Translation: humility, pridelessness, non-violence, tolerance, simplicity, approaching a bona fide spiritual master, cleanliness, steadiness, self-control, renunciation of the objects of sense gratification, absence of false ego, the perception of the evil of birth, death, old age and disease, detachment, freedom from entanglement with the children, wife, home and the rest, even-mindedness amid pleasant and unpleasant events, constant and unallied devotion to me, aspiring to live in a solitary place, detachment from the general mass of people, accepting the importance of self-realization, and philosophical search for the absolute truth. All these are declared to be knowledge, and besides this, whatever there may be is ignorance. Dear devotees, in these 5 shlokas, Lord, Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, Lord of Lord Sri Krishna, Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, he is saying, purpose of life is not to make a permanent home in a temporary, miserable material world. Doesn't matter where it is, America or Canada, England, France, Germany, Mauritius, India, nowhere. We are not from these places. Sooner or later we shall be kicked out of here. So, while we are here, this is the recommendation of the Lord that we should become humble. Right now we are puffed up. This ego is a barrier between us and Krishna. Why we are egoistic? Because we are on the body platform. We are identifying ourselves with this body, which is made of 5 material elements: earth, water, fire, air and ether. And subtle mind and intelligence and false ego. We are not these bodies. These bodies are given to us according to our karma and our previous life just to attain Krishna. How we will attain Krishna? First thing is humility, is very important. We have to become humble. If we are not humble, then we cannot approach Krishna. Second, pridelessness. We are very proud of so many things. This pride is not good. Pridelessness should be there. Non-violence. No killing of any animal. Means we should respect all the living beings. All the living beings are Krishna's part and parcel. They all belong to Krishna. And according to their karma, they have different bodies. And now we are in these bodies so that we can qualify ourselves to return to our real home, back to Godhead. How we can do this? By developing all different qualities. One of the qualities Lord has mentioned is non-violence. There is one quality which is very important for us to have to attain the Supreme. That quality is mercy, daya. This one verse in Hindi, जहाँ दया तहाँ धर्म है, जहाँ लोभ तहाँ पाप, जहाँ क्रोध तहाँ काल है, यहाँ क्षमा तहाँ आप. Wherever there is mercy, dharma can stay there. There is a dharma. What is dharma? The laws of God. Jahan daya tahan dharma hai. Where there is mercy, dharma, if that person can follow the dharma, the laws of God. Jahan daya tahan dharma, jahan lobh, wherever there is greediness, person will commit sinful activities. Jahan lobh tahan paap. Greediness means sinful activities. जहाँ दया तहाँ धर्म है, जहाँ लोभ तहाँ पाप, जहाँ क्रोध तहाँ काल है. Wherever there is angerness, person get very angry. Kal, Yamaraj stays there. जहाँ क्रोध तहाँ काल है, जहाँ क्षमा तहाँ आप. Where there is forgiveness, the Supreme Lord is with that person. So, non-violence quality is very important for us to approach Krishna, to meet Krishna. The next quality Lord is mentioning, tolerance. We are not tolerant. Tolerance is very, very important. Lord Krishna in the form of Lord Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is saying in the sixth Ashtaka, Lord is teaching us to become his devotees. If we have no tolerance, then we cannot become devotees. Lord is teaching, Tranadapi Shunichena Tarorapi Sahasnuna Amani Namandena Kirtaniye Sadahari. One should chant the name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree. Tree is very tolerant. Outside tree is standing, heavy rain standing. Scorching heat, tree is standing. Rainfall standing. In all circumstances, tree is standing in one place. Lord is recommending Tarorapi Sahasnuna. We should become tolerant like a tree. Amanit Pranadapi Shunichena Tarorapi Sahasnuna Amani Namandena. Lord is saying, don't expect any honor from anybody, but give respect to everyone. This is a quality. To return Krishna, this quality is very important. Amani Namandena. Not expecting, and we have this disease that I should be respected by everyone. This is on bodily platform. And spiritual life begins from here. I am not this body. I am soul, and I am a part and parcel of Super Soul Sri Krishna. So, Lord is recommending, if you become more humble than a blade of grass, more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige. This false prestige is a barrier also between us and Krishna. Devoid of all sense of false, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. We should respect everyone. What to speak of human beings? Our Vedic culture is such, we respect even trees, we respect the rivers, we respect the stones also. Because Krishna is there everywhere. Prabhupada is saying when talk, Krishna is in the stone also. They are created by him. So it's Krishna's energy everywhere. So we have to worship everyone. Amani namandena kitni. Then in that state of mind, Lord is recommending that one can remember Krishna all the time. This should be our, because we don't know when that time is going to come, when I will be asked to leave this body. Soul will be asked to give up this body. Me, you, he, she, nobody knows. But we should try to remember that it's going to happen. End of life will come immediately. Generally in the Kali Yuga, I was in Chicago for some time back. There was one young man, about 40 years old. He was working as a manager for one firm there, and her lady boss, they were traveling to Canada. They were meeting at the O'Hare Airport, Chicago, to get in the flight. What happened? This gentleman, 40 years old, young man, by standing and waiting, he got heart attack and fell down. And looking at so many people, he fell down, then he stood up. Again he fell down, then he couldn't get up, then he died there. So point I am making is that can come anywhere. Any place, anywhere that can come. So we have to prepare for that. And preparation for that is we should be tolerant. Lords are more humble than a blade of grass, more tolerant than a tree. Then only we will attain that consciousness all the time remembering Krishna. We should design our life in such a way that we never forget Krishna, all the time thinking of it. Lord Chaitanya is recommending, Uthite vaisite, khaite shuite, yatha tatha namle. Standing, sitting, eating, lying down. In all circumstances, namle, one should chant, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. It's not that you can chant now, you cannot chant. No, in all circumstances. Yatha tatha namle, desh kala niyam nahi. Then, sarv siddhi hoye. You will attain all perfection in your life. The real perfection is we will become lover of Krishna. We will attain Krishna Prem. If one attains Krishna Prem, his life is successful. If one cannot do that, his life is greatest failure. One has to go to the cycle of birth and death again. Nobody can help him. Nobody can. And it's very, very horrible in the different species of life. Once I was in Delhi, we were driving there. There was one horse cart. India people are not so sad. About 20 people were sitting on that. And poor horse is not able to pull, Very hard, his master is beating. Now what happened? Horse is very, he did up. They all fall down from that horse cart. I watched this scene. So it means so much trouble. Soul is there in the horse body also. Like our soul, same soul. Means different species are very, very troublesome. Very painful. People are generally all over the world. They kill the poor animal. It's very sinful. Very sinful. Kali Yuga began about 5,000 years back. So, as soon as Kali Yuga started, people started killing the innocent animal and eating them. In the name of the Vedas, the Lord has to take one incarnation. Lord took as incarnation of Lord Buddha. He told me, don't kill the animal because he is for everyone. It's in the Vedas. Lord has to say, don't believe in the Vedas. People became atheists. To save the poor animals, Lord Buddha has to say, don't believe the Vedas. So, Buddha is an incarnation, but we don't follow him. Because his teachings were according to time, place and circumstances. Vedana maniya bauddha hoile nastik. Because this Buddhists, they don't believe in the Vedas. This Lord Buddha taught. But he has to teach according to time, place and circumstances to save the poor animals. Then people give up animal eatings. So, eating of flesh, eating of animals, we cannot return to our home, back to Godhead. We will return back to doghead, changing different bodies, going to the different body, different species of life, and taking so much trouble, so much. Painful, very, very painful. So, tolerance, simplicity. Simple living and high thinking. Our living should be very simple, just like Srimad Madhvacharya is simple, dhoti kurta dress. You put sometime tilak?
Yes. Kind of sweat it off. Yes, Maharaj.
Yes, simple. Simplicity. Simplicity is very, very important. People are, they have this disease to decorate this body, man, woman, both. But we are not these bodies. If we decorate more this body, we won't come to the soul platform. We will stay on the body platform. And when day will come when we will be forced to give up this body, it will be very painful for us. Soul won't like to give up the body. But if we become conscious of this, I am not this body, I am soul. When end of life came, okay, I am not this body. I am Krishna's part and parcel. Aham Brahmasmi. I am soul. Aham Brahmasmi, I am a part and parcel of Super Soul Sri Krishna. So, simplicity is very important. Then, approaching a bona fide spiritual master. What is a bona fide spiritual master? How we can have bona fide spiritual master? Prabhupada was asked this question by one devotee, that Prabhupada, how we can have bona fide spiritual master? Then Prabhupada replied him, you become the bona fide disciple first. Krishna will send you bona fide spiritual master. Bona fide spiritual master means also who comes in the parampara. Spiritual master should be must in parampara. Must be in parampara. If it's not in parampara, then it's not bona fide. Our this parampara is starting from Krishna. This parampara was started by Brahmaji, our, parampara, the Brahmaji, the Narada, and like this came down. And only when one is initiated in the parampara, he can approach Krishna. As Krishna has mentioned, evam parampara praptam imam raja shayo vidu sa kali namahata yoga nashta parantapa. Arjun, this Gita I am speaking to you, I spoke millions of years back to sun god Vivaswan. Vivaswan spoke to Manu. Manu spoke to Ikshvaku. Ikshvaku spoke to Abraham. This knowledge was coming in a parampara. Evam parampara praptam imam rajasayo vidu sa kalina mahata yoga nashta parantapa. Because of the long time this parampara is finished. So I am starting again from you. Why? Bhaktosi sakhacheti. You are my devotee and friend. So, bona fide spiritual master means coming in the parampara. Cleanliness. Cleanliness, two types of cleanliness are there. Prabhupada explained this. Outward cleanliness, we put on clean cloth. Doesn't matter, very expensive. It should be clean, Prabhupada says. When we go to the toilet, we should bathe. Keep our hands, feet, mouth clean. Bathe and put on clean clothes. And inward cleanliness. How we can cleanse our heart. Heart can be cleansed by chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
How much we should chant? Lord Chaitanya recommended Uthite Vasite, standing, sitting, Khaite, eating and lying down. Just Yatha Tatha Namle. Just you chant the name. Desh Kal Niyam Nahi. It's not that you can chant now, you cannot chant. Sarv Siddhi Hai. You will attain all the perfection. Real perfection is that we will develop love of Krishna, and the love of Krishna will take us back to Krishna. If we develop love of Krishna, then in the end of our life we will think of Krishna because we love him, and we will be transferred to Krishna's abode, Golok Vrindavan, where life is full of knowledge, eternal and blissful. No birth, no death, no old age, no disease, no fighting, no backbiting, and no dirty politics. Everybody is happy in the spiritual world. So, that is our business. Go back home. Cleanliness is very important. Inward, outward cleanliness. Then, steadiness. My purpose must encourage people about chanting. Some say, oh, I was chanting before 16 rounds. Now I have come to 4. Why? Not decreasing, increasing. Steadiness should be there. Self-control. Self-control is very important. We have to control our senses. There is a pushing. Vacho Begam, Mansakrodha Begam, Jiva Begam, Upasta Begam. Pushing of the mind, pushing of the tongue, pushing of the belly, pushing of genital. These pushings are there, but need to be controlled them. Self-control. And whatever our mind, whichever pushing comes, I go and follow the no. One has to learn. Gradually, when we follow the process of Krishna consciousness, then we come to this stage and understand. Renunciation of the objects of sense gratification. Sense gratification is very prevalent in this country. People think the purpose of life is to eat, drink and be merry. To become happy in this material world by sense enjoyment is just like looking for a water in the desert. In the desert there is no water, but a foolish animal looking for a water there. He sees something like water, that is the sun's reflection on sand, looks like water. It's called mirage. He runs after that mirage and comes close, finds nothing. It's so foolish. Again in that same place, when first place he couldn't find, he cannot think, oh, there's no water. Water is there at the bank of the river, not in the desert. Same way happiness is there, not in this material world which is compared with the desert. Happiness is there unto the lotus feet of Krishna. Water is there at the bank of the river. Happiness is there unto the lotus feet of Krishna. So we all have to come to the lotus feet of Krishna. There's no question of caste, color, creed, gender, white, black, brown, Hindu, Muslim. We are all souls. And our business is to, our only business is to come to the shelter of Krishna. Become devotee of Krishna. Surrender unto his lotus feet. Work for Krishna. Do everything for Krishna's pleasure. Not for anything else. No. No sense gratification. That's why it's mentioned by Sri Krishna that renunciation of the objects of sense gratification. Absence of false ego. No false ego. False ego is very prevalent in this material world. Like I met one person, lady, she said, you are Guru, I am also Guru. I teach the dance to the girls in the school. I am also Guru. Means, Guru means in spiritual life. Not a material teaching this and that, no. So, false ego. False ego is very prevalent in all of us in different degrees in this material world. And we can only get rid of this false ego by coming to the shelter of Sri Krishna. When we come to the shelter of Krishna, then what will happen? By Krishna's mercy, slowly we will become humble. By the Prabhupada's mercy, Shri Radha Sharanam, Shri Krishna Sharanam, Shri everyone. Shri Radha Sharanam, Shri Krishna Sharanam, Shri Radha Sharanam, Shri Krishna Sharanam, Shri Radha Sharanam, Shri Krishna Sharanam, Shri Radha Shri Radha Sharanam, Shri Krishna Sharanam, louder, louder. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, louder. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bola! Louder! Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Haribo. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
So, we have to come to the shelter of Radha and Krishna to stop all the miserable things, Without the shelter of Radha and Krishna, by the mercy of Radharani to the lotus feet of Krishna, by the mercy of Gaur Nitai to the lotus feet of Radharani, by the mercy of Srila Pradhan to the lotus feet of Gaur Nitai, we have to come to the shelter of Krishna. If we take shelter of Krishna and become fully surrendered soul, then life is wonderful. Like, I have seen in the life of Srila Prabhupada, so many difficulties came. He explained. But he was always happy because he was always Krishna conscious. I give the example of two friends. These two friends meet each other after a long time. One friend asked to others, have you remembered me all these days? We are meeting after so long now. He is thinking something. He is thinking. He is thinking. He is thinking. If friends ask him, what are you thinking? You didn't answer my question. He said, I'm thinking, when I forget you, we should never forget Krishna. Because our real friend is Krishna. We, out of ignorance, we think, my wife, my sweet home, my husband, my children, my bank balance, my limo, my this, my that. But nothing is mine. This body is not mine also. I'm going to leave one day this body behind. Actually, this body, though is of temporary nature, given to me by Krishna so that I can meet him. Because I belong to him. As Krishna said in the Bhagavad Gita, Mame vamso jiva loke, jiva bhuta sanatana. Mana shashtani indriyani prakritim stani kasati. All the jivas are my part and parcel. There's no question of caste, color and creed. We are all Krishna. We all belong to Krishna. And one who worships Krishna, he becomes Krishna's own. He is above all the bodily designation. They are saying, Jat paat pooche nahi koe, Hari ko bhaje so Hari ka hoye. One who worships Lord Hari, Krishna, there is no question of his caste or his color, his creed, no. He becomes Krishna. He is transcendental to all these things. So this is the purpose of life. We have to meet Krishna. We came to this material world, we got these bodies according to our previous karma. Due to karma, go to narka. As you sow, so shall you reap. This body is of our previous karma. Now, by your present actions, we are architecting the next body. We are the architect of our next life. But recommendation of Krishna is here. You develop all these qualities: cleanliness, steadiness, self-control, renunciation of the objects of sense gratification, absence of false ego, no false ego. Then, perception of the evil of birth, death, old age and disease. Life is evil. Birth, death, old age and disease, they are evils. Nobody likes to be old. Nobody likes to die. Nobody likes to be deceased. But this comes. These come, they are going to come. Coming. So Lord is recommending, you should perceive, perception of the evil of birth, death, old age and disease. Then, detachment. Not attached with anything. Ordinary man who's trying to make a permanent home in a temporary situation, and when death comes for him, he is horrified. He doesn't want to leave anything. But Yamadutas, the order carrier of Yamaraj, they force him to leave everything. And then it's very painful for him, very painful. He is attached with everything. He doesn't want to leave, but he is forced to leave everything. So, we also have to leave one day everything behind. Nothing is going to go with us. So that's why we have to understand these things, prepare for the next world. And we should remember this. And generally I say in my all the lectures, because it's very important, we have to sit in very big test one day. The test from departing from this material world. In that test, nobody is going to help us. Our mother, our father, our husband, our wife, nobody. Only Krishna can help. Krishna will help if we have come to his shelter. That's why Krishna is saying in the 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Sarva dharman paritajye mamekam sharanam braja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayashyami ma shucha. Give up all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. Come to my shelter. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo. I shall deliver you from all the reaction of your sinful action and give you the liberation. Moksha Shami Ma Shucha. Don't worry, Father. But we don't surrender. We don't surrender. We are surrendered to our unclean mind, and our unclean mind is misguiding us so many times, so many trouble our unclean mind is giving us. So we have to come to the shelter of Krishna and all the miseries, all the problems. And disease, perception of the evil of birth, death, old age and disease, detachment. Detachment is very important. Freedom from the entangle of big children, wife, home and the rest. We get entangled. At the time of departing from this world, wife cannot help husband, husband cannot help the wife. Nobody can help nobody. So, Lord is recommending freedom from entanglement with children, wife, home and the rest. Even-mindedness amid pleasant and unpleasant events. We should be even-minded between the pleasant and unpleasant circumstances. Constant and unallied devotion to me. This is a recommendation of Krishna. Constant, 24 hours, unallied devotion service to the Lord. We serve the Lord not expecting anything in return. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kavitam va jagadish kame, mam janmani janmani ishvare, bhavatad bhaktir ahit vitoi. This Lord, Sri Krishna Chaitanya himself saying, O Almighty Allah, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers, nor do I want to become a big orator. What do you want? I only want your causeless devotional service. I am serving you, but nothing in return. Causeless devotional service, birth after birth, life after life. Then only we will be able to accomplish the mission of this human form of life. Otherwise, it is not possible. We won't be able to accomplish the mission of this human form of life. This can only be accomplished when we come fully to the shelter of Sri Krishna. Yes, I should stop now.
No, Maharaj.
Still going, huh? Arti?
They finished an offering. Yes.
Acha?
But please,
Acha.
continue.
I should continue. Huh?
Yes, Maharaj.
For how long you want me to continue?
How long? What time is it now?
7:15.
Maybe I should finish now, eh? Yeah. Yes?
Yes, Maharaj. However, whatever you feel is best.
Whatever you feel, that I feel best. When I go to somebody's place, I have no feeling. I go to others' feelings. So your feeling is we should end up now. Eh? Anyway, thank you very much for listening, and all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Any question, any comments anybody has, please feel free to ask.
when one develops love for Krishna or is developing love of Krishna, is affection or love for all living entities, does that come later or does that come simultaneously? How does that
Simultaneously. When you love Krishna, you will love his creation, you love anything which belongs to Krishna. When devotees, those who love Krishna, some examples are there. Krishna's cloth, Krishna's flute, we love everything. Simultaneously it's there. So we are giving you one ultimatum. Should we give you?
Yes, Maharaj.
Ultimatum. You understand ultimatum?
Yes, Maharaj.
Ultimatum is this, that you have to return this lifetime back home. You will do?
With the mercy of Vaishnavas.
Mercy is there.
Great devotees like you.
Mercy is there, mercy is there. Still it's up to you. You prepare. How old are you now?
65.
Oh my God. After 50 one should retire from this, life. If one lives for 100 years, at the age of 50 one should retire and prepare for the next life. Then Banpras, then sannyas.
I will take steps to retire. Thank you, Maharaj.
Any other question anybody has? Who's the gentleman sitting so far from us? He didn't come too close.
Hare Krishna.
Why you're so far? Why you're not so close?
I always sit in the back of my
Why?
conditioning.
What is his name?
Chaitanya Kishore.
Chaitanya Kishore, very good. Disciple of Bhakti Tirth Maharaj.
He is, we love him. He is a disciple of His Holiness Radhanath Swami.
Oh, very good. You are also doctor?
No.
You are composer?
IT guy. IT.
IT. Information technology.
Yes.
Very good, very good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Very good. Hare Krishna, Hare. Any other question, comments, please?
I remember before Bhakti Maharaj passed away, he invited you to come to Gitanagari.
Yeah.
And then we went together. Mike, can you tell us a little bit about the visit you had to listen to? For your visit to Gitanagari.
Bhakti Tirtha was very dear to me. He likes me. He once mentioned, I take you as my elder brother. In Africa we were together. I gave up the post of president for him. Vrindavan, So I was in Africa with him traveling different places. I want to tell you one thing. See the greatness of Srila Prabhupada. One happening of Prabhupada in my... I came and joined Prabhupada as his personal servant, 1975. And then some other devotees, we all have different mentalities and different realizations. Those different devotees. Hare Krishna. And he's your...
He's the youngest son.
Oh, youngest. But he's the biggest, Youngest, but the biggest. What's your name? Then, how are you, Dhanvantari Das?
I am 28.
Sit down. So, I'm telling you Prabhupada's feeling, So I was there and then devotees and so many other different things. Yes, I should go back to Africa. Some difficulties are there and this and that. So Prabhupada said, you go. And Prabhupada, if you ask my choice is that I like to stay with you. Because a lot to learn in the service of Srila Prabhupada. And every step there is a learning. Then he said, if it is important, I can order you. So this is my order, that you go. I said, Prabhupada, if you order me, I have no choice, I have to follow. Then he became very happy. You know what he uttered with me? He said, you know these Africans, because of their bodily color, they are neglected by others. But they are also souls. They are also Krishna's part and parcel. See the understanding. If you preach to them, Krishna will be very pleased. So I was moved by his saying this, you know. Prabhupada was devotee, very high stature, very high stature. No match. Even now I don't think any match are little close to Prabhupada. Only Prabhupada is Prabhupada's match, nobody else. So he blessed me by his mercy. I went there. I was there, but then second time again. Any other question anybody has? Dhanavantari, you have any? You came very late, but anyway, you have any question? Dhanavantari, what do? You are a doctor? You are a doctor? Oh. Only your father is doctor, eh? Why you are not? Doctor, son should be doctor also. What do you do?
I work at a store, at a health food store,
Uh-huh.
and I still go to school.
Still go to school. Very good. So, picture is there. We will do our evening arti here, sing. Okay, arti is there, but we will sing here.
Yes, Maharaj.
All of you can stand up.